it's this one. Hello there. Hang on, let me just get the HOMESTUCK up. Usually this is done beforehand. Let's see. Load game. I think this, okay. Recruiting Vriska. Did I not read this before? Okay, whatever. Oh, no, I must have read it before. Hang on, let me just check. Yeah, I definitely read that before. Okay, but before we get into that, I really want to do. I want to watch this episode, the latest episode of Pretty Please. I don't want to be a magical girl. It's a. Let's see, what do I think of this show so far? Based on episode 1, it's a little bit. Oh yeah, for those who are new to this, usually when I do a Homestuck stream, I do like the intermission for about half an hour so that people don't feel rushed to get, to get there. And also it just gives me time to sort of, I guess, mentally prepare for streams. Not that I feel stressed about streaming, it's just that, no, I like to be chilled if I can. And then when I start the stream, I tend to go on for about, I do like about 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of just talking for a bit. Just so that just for the sake of talking about stuff. I've just been playing more Baldur's Gate 3 this week, and I've also been watching Vox Machina, and I'm also now listening to the original playthrough of Vox Machina that Critical Role did, and watching Vox Machina, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's kind of perfect. But it's kind of perfect for me as like a show that's like not supposed to be like the most perfect show ever. Like it's not supposed to be like the most premium show ever. It's basically, watching Vox Machina feels like watching Futurama, where it's like it's really good, but it's not the greatest thing ever, and that's okay. Sometimes you just want to watch something that's like kind of trashy, but also is trying to do something kind of cool with its trash. I was a bit worried about watching Vox Machina because when I saw the trailer, I was like, that looks vulgar, and it's just, but it looks cool because it looks like an anime kinda, and then I started watching the first episode, and yeah, it was pretty vulgar at first, because the main characters are a bunch of broke idiots who get into a brawl fight, but some of them have been drinking heavily but can't handle their drink, so they start vomiting on each other mid-fight, and so it's like the grossest fight scene I've ever seen. But anyways, that's Vox Machina, really, so I'm just really enjoying that show. But yeah, this show here, so this Kiana Khan-Smith, yeah, so she works for Disney, as is listed here, and I believe her. I believe she does work for Disney. Like her art style very much reads this show that she's like conceived, Pretty Please, I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl. I think it would be perfect for Disney to pick up as like a full series. Obviously they would ask her to not put the swearing in her shows. It's been, because here's the first episode, which she did about a year ago. I thought it had some pretty good quality, but for some reason there's swearing in the show, like the magical creature thing, the star, I nearly said star demon, but it's a star. It's a star. It's a sentient star. It's a sentient star with angel wings. I think at one point she was like, you put me in a fucking box or something, and, you trapped me or something. No, that's right. She said, get off the dirty ass ground. And then you hear another kid say, oh, the thing is, the test is fucked. And it's like, why is there swearing in this show? Because because it's not a show. It's not like Infinity Train, and even in Infinity Train, there wasn't any swearing, but that was a show for teenagers. This is not a. This does not feel like a show for teenagers, and also they're like 15 years old, even though they look like little 10-year-olds at the most. And I feel like it's a show for like little kids. That's what I thought anyway. And you know, not and you know, so I don't like. I'm just thinking about like the thing I'm sort of stumped on is like when it comes to this show is like if I had a kid, would I let them watch this? Because the only problem with it is the swearing, and it's not excessive swearing, which it makes it even weirder in my mind that it's even there to begin with. So, yeah, I'm just a yeah. It's a curious, it's a curious. I'm just I've never been able to figure out why it is that Kiana decided to put that in the show. I'm not sure what the purpose of it is, other than that's just how kids sometimes talk. I don't know, I don't know, like I guess like when I was a kid, I did watch. I remember I used to watch a show called Pigeon Boy. It was a French cartoon, and I guess they just put it on ABC during like the kids, the prime time that kids would be watching ABC, and and they didn't realize that. I mean, like me and my sibling, we were watching Pigeon Boy together, and randomly, the main character just goes shit, and me and my sibling looked at each other, and we were like, did we just hear that? Because this was like this is like children's programming that we're watching, and I think somebody didn't check that beforehand and just aired it on television, thinking that wouldn't be on there. Anyways, that's what sort of comes to mind. But yeah, I'd have to like. I'm curious to learn more about Kiana Khan Smith's creative intentions when it comes to what she's trying to do with that. But yeah, anyways, other than that, it's actually a really solid episode of like a magical girl show. You know, it's trying to do things that are, it's trying to do little tiny subversions. Like it's about a character who doesn't want to be a magical girl, and I think that's a very interesting perspective because when I watched Sailor Moon as a kid, one of the things that sort of stuck out to me was how Usagi, you know, because Sailor Moon is about a girl who doesn't want to be a magical girl. She likes parts of it. There are parts of it that are alluring, but she doesn't actually want to be doing it, but she has to do it. You know, and she has a breakdown toward the end of the show, and it's like I don't want to be saving the world. I just want to be a normal teenager, and that sort of stuck out to me as a kid. That left a huge impression on to me about Serena, as I knew her at the time, and was like, oh yeah, I guess that is a lot of pressure. And I hadn't really thought of it that way before, because I was just like, yeah, no, it's cool that you're doing all this cool stuff, and it's like, actually no, that would be kind of scary. And then in the Japanese version, Sailor Mars slaps her across the face for being that way, and is like, you know, which I understand why she did that, but like, yeah. So it's this. So to me, like this whole show is like, okay, you're sort of like looking at it from that particular angle, but this is about someone who is actually good at doing what she's doing, but is just really over it, and she's trying to get out of it. You know, she's just like actively like, I'm just going to avoid this. I don't want to have anything to do with this. And also, unlike Sailor Moon, she's actually really academically gifted. She knows what she's doing, and so that's cool. And what else? And curiously, there was instead of doing a magical girl transformation, she does a transformation like in reverse, where she like, and I've never seen that before. And I remember like as a kid wondering like why they didn't do that. So it was really interesting like seeing that happen for once. Like it's pretty obvious, but she's the only one like they're very obvious things, but Kiana Khan Smith is the only one I've seen actually do that before. So, also obviously another thing that stands out about the show is that it's about black magical girls, which there's not a lot of black magical girls, unfortunately. There's a couple. There's Tarani Cook from the Witch series. Don't look up Witch comics, just look up Guardians of Kandrika or Guardians of the Veil, and you'll find Tarani Cook. Yeah, and like in that particular series, like Tarani Cook, she is kind of like, it's kind of implied that if the leader were to be incapacitated, then Tarani Cook would be like, she'd be second in line to lead the group, which is really cool. And she was my favorite character in that particular series. And then there's also Aisha from the Winx Club. That she comes in in the second season though, and I think she was based on Beyonce because all the characters are based on like various American celebrities. That's something I learnt from Lisa Fevrell, who covers a lot of magical girl type of shows. And she also has a background in fashion, so she'll talk about like the fashion of those shows. And but yeah, so anyways, enough jibber jabber. Let's react to this episode, then I can finally get back into reading Homestuck. Let me just check the chat because I've been sort of yammering on a bit. There might not be anyone here because I screwed up the stream yesterday, but I did see somebody saying that they caught up on the streams, which is really cool. So I appreciate that a lot. Oh yeah, by the way, the technical problem with yesterday's stream, because I was like looking at like why, like my microphone is definitely connected, so what's the problem? Turns out the microphone wasn't plugged in, which I don't understand why OBS was saying that it was secured when it wasn't even plugged in. But when I was looking at the microphone cord, it looked like it was plugged in, but it was just slightly dislodged, and all I had to do was push it in a little bit more. So, yeah, I have no idea how the flippin' hell that happened. So, anyways, let's just actually watch this now. Okay, hurry up, ads. Hurry up! I want to react to the thing. Come on, show me the show. I must be set to the American VPN. No, I don't know. Yeah, okay, so this is like at the end of the school day that happened in the last episode. Okay, so we're still like, okay, it's still the same day as the last episode. And she's like, so she's like really like, what's the word? She's not into homework, this character. She's not into homework. She's just like really idolizing the normality of homework. Is she's like to her like normalcy is a big deal. Sorry, I just really like that Sailor Moon, the Sailor Moonification of the character just then. Good work. You know, something I wonder if Disney would ever want to just buy Sailor Moon. I think that's something that Disney would do, is that they, because it's still a pretty fucking huge IP, and I think like, I don't know, like I feel like that's something that I feel like Disney's a fucking mess. Like Disney keeps trying to do this whole like gender neutral thing with its, like it's trying to appeal to men, but I don't think that's very smart. I think that because quite oftentimes it turns out that guys like, you know, feminine stuff as well. So like there's a lot of guys who like Sailor Moon. You know, they were, I don't know, like when I was a kid, I do remember like there was like a bit of a rift between liking Dragon Ball Z and liking Sailor Moon, but then I think like, I don't know, I feel like after a couple of years I did start to notice that guys were also into Sailor Moon as well, just a couple. If you didn't like Sailor, anyways, I won't overanalyze that too much. Yeah, and I hate it. A date. Oh, oh, a hang. Okay. Oh, she just broke her little gay heart. No, why would you do that? I thought you're a terrible person. Why did you break her little gay heart? No, no, not the one day. Oh, okay. So I feel like with this episode, I'm starting to see why this isn't necessarily for little kids. I guess there was like stuff in Sailor Moon that wasn't for little kids either, but I'm starting to see how like it might be for a slightly older audience. For Google. No. Oh, damn it! Something cool was about to happen. I could. This is why I should have watched this live. Oh, he's a human and she's not. Sorry, what did she say? what's that Fate Stay Night quote, or misquote? It was like, people die when they are killed. For some reason, that guy, his voice just I know I know it can't be Steven Yeun. I don't think Steven Yeun would do an indie show. I mean, he might, but his voice sounds slightly Steven Yeun. Yeah. The manga section. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, knowledge sucks. What did knowledge ever do for us? Sorry, I just need to see that slapstick. Why? So why aren't his legs working even though he got healed before? I'm confused. Wait, what? What caused that? Also, I'm just like having a Sailor Moon flashback. I just realized that that guy is probably based on the character Prince Diamond. I think his name was Prince Diamond, except it's like a younger boy version. So, but like he's like a slapstick. What's the word? He's a butt monkey. He's a butt monkey is a trope where like there's just this one character that gets like like he just gets shit on all the time. So yeah. Someone who just inherently sucks. I feel like the main characters didn't swear as much in the first episode, so I'm just like getting used to that now that that's a thing. Cause like because it was just like the other characters that were swearing. It wasn't the main characters swearing, and now they're like, yeah, don't be a dick. So, then what do you? I can understand just wanting the balls. Why don't you want? Why doesn't she want the tea? Yeah, suck it up. What? Drink some water, girl. So I've only had boba tea once in my life. Uh, sorry, I met a guy at a museum. I met a guy and his sister at a museum because I was volunteering at a museum one time. And what happened? Like they had come to Australia to do university, as you do, and I don't know, we just got along really well. It was a very quiet day. They were pretty much the only ones in the exhibit that I was managing at the time, and I don't know. It just sort of came about like where I kind of I was just like, hey, I can like offer to show you around my particular town if you want to come out there, because it's a little bit far out from Sydney at the time, and so they came out and they brought me a boba tea, and they said, have you ever had this before? And I said, no, I haven't. I tried it. It was nice, but I haven't gone out of my way to like get boba tea, just on my own. But I did. But the one time I did have boba tea, I was like, yeah, that was nice. And then I showed them around my town, and I showed them like all the devastation, because at the time there was like a massive bushfire, like a really, really bad bushfire, like lots of dead koalas. It was like people's houses had been destroyed, so there wasn't really a lot of life to show at the time. But the mountains are good. They're a good view no matter what. Why'd she do that again? What? Punch him. That kid did. That kid's facial expression was like, "I'm not taking any shit." Sorry. I need to see that again. Just, it's such a. He's like holding his fists. Just. I'm wondering. Okay, so not that I am not enjoying the ridiculousness of that particular character, but I'm wondering if there'll be any depth to his character, or is he just like purely going to be like, what's the word? Pathetic. Hell yeah. Yeah. He just immediately gave up. Nope. We're getting some backstory, some little backstory. Also, I'm aware that this Hoshi character is voiced by the same actress who voiced Madoka from Madoka Magica, which is a good show. A lot of people don't like the movie, but me and my friend, see, I don't know, I kind of like the movie, to be honest. I like people sometimes compare it to Berserk, and I'm like, and since I like Berserk, I don't know. To me, like the Rebellion movie has the same appeal as as Berserk in a way, minus the more horrific stuff from Berserk. I think what sort of made me like the Rebellion movie as well, though, was because I watched Madoka Magica on my own, and it was surprised. I was very surprised by how much I liked it. I showed it to a friend, and she watched. And by the time we finished that show together, she was like, "Oh, I understand why you like anime now. It's like kind of deep." And I was like, "Yeah, it's deep." so and so I showed yeah. So we decided to watch the Rebellion movie together. I hadn't seen Rebellion, so we were watching it for the first time together, and we had it on Blu-ray, and we kept pausing it, being like, what the hell's going on? And we just had a lot of fun, like, losing our mind while watching the Rebellion movie, and then we were devastated by how it ended, but we just really liked it anyway, and we kind of liked the fact that you could just, like, say, you know, the TV show was the definitive ending because it was a happy ending, or you can just decide that you like the Rebellion movie because it had the devastating ending. And so we liked that we were given like two endings that were satisfying depending on which one you liked. And yeah, it was saying that we've been wanting to see a continuation of Rebellion for a while. I don't know if it'll be any good at this point, but apparently we are getting another movie to conclude the Rebellion storyline. Not sure if it'll be worth it, because maybe it'll ruin the Rebellion ending, but you know, who knows. By the way, this is an animatic, and I'm like really sick of the whole like people who just do like the whole, you know, people like doing Kickstarters to do the whole like fully produced pilot animations, and I'm like, just do an animatic instead. Just sell me on the characters and the story first. Don't like try to make up for the lack of that by doing something else. Anyways, let's keep watching. I know I'm going a little bit over time before I finally get into Homestuck, but I do wanna like record my thoughts about the show. Also, once again, I do think this show is good, and but I'm still not sold on the swearing. It's too jarring. It's not really working for me. But once again, I'd have to like find out like where Kiana Khan-Smith is coming from by adding that in. Why did she think she didn't have a house? That's so mean. Oh, her. Or broken-legged boys. Oh, classified. It's classified, okay. What was that? What was that? These ads, god damn it. I really need to switch to I need to switch to a Vietnamese VPN at some stage, because I found out that Vietnam has passed a law where all ads have to be skippable. Uh-oh. That was a really good. That was a really good shot of her. Hang on. So like this facial expression looks like something that would be burned in a character's memory, um, if they're if they just died in this particular scene. But it'd be like the last like memory shot they would have of them. Anyways. I like that she just like gets like like it's not like she just like in the last episode she what did she have? She got a I think she just got a it was a steel pipe. She got a steel pipe and then she just beat the guy up with the steel pipe and yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, she's not like getting like, oh, let's have like like a moonbeam sword or like a laser. It's like just normal things like chainsaws, like things that yeah. It's just that's another subversion that it's doing. Yeah. uh, that shot reminded me of Gurren Lagann. Hang on, let me just. Yeah, that felt very Gurren Lagann. Oh, Jesus, these legs. Cosmic cash. What is this currency? What's the? I guess this happens in video games. Like you kill, like in Final Fantasy, you kill a bunch of monsters and you sometimes get money for it. I like the hair change that happens. Does she get shorter? Yeah, I think she shrinks. Don't say that. that's a good way of looking at it. Like, you know, sometimes you gotta, yeah, give people, like, you might not understand why your kid wants or needs a certain thing, but if it's making them more productive, then you should then maybe it's a good idea to indulge that thing, especially if it's not harmful, obviously, which in this case, like, her wanting to go to a regular school is not harmful. But yeah, I'm actually kind of curious about, like, what the deal with uh, Ica, like, where are Ica's parents? Is Ica supposed to be an alien? Like, where did she come from originally? How did she become a magical girl? These are interesting questions that the show is bringing up. What? You would hope so. Well, that was pretty good. And once again, really good music. Um, I don't know if this is the same song they used last time, but it's nice. Definitely the same singer. I'm just realizing this is the same forest that she probably lives in. It's the same setting that they used for the end credits for the last episode. Yeah, I think this is the same song as last time. Is there an after credits scene? Anyways, let's just keep listening. Yeah, so that was that. Yeah, once again, really great show. Not sold on the swearing aspect of it, but you know, still good, still a good show. I'm trying to think. Like, I know that at one point, Kiana was talking to Glitch at one point, and Glitch ultimately decided not to pick up the show, and which doesn't surprise me because Glitch tends to go with more. All of their shows are sci-fi, and this just isn't sci-fi at all. And it's not really. It doesn't really. Even if it wasn't sci-fi, I don't think they would have picked this up because. Yeah, just because of its vibe is so. It's not quite what they go for. They do have like. I appreciate Glitch for doing a lot of giving their creators, the people who make the shows, as much creative freedom as possible, at least as much as YouTube will allow them to do. That's because that's the other issue is sometimes YouTube has asked Glitch to censor certain things, which I think is shit. But yeah, I think like Disney should, you know, this is something like Disney should pick up, but they won't do it because they cancelled the Owl House, which was one of the dumbest things they've ever did. Because, like, I could understand canceling the Owl House if it wasn't successful, but the fact that it was successful and they cancelled it anyway, the fact that it was actively making them money and potentially could have made them more money if they just kept the show going for as long as necessarily possible. But yeah, with that show, they my feeling as to why they, I don't want to. I think the fact that the main character was bisexual in the Owl House might have been a factor. Might have been a factor. I can't say for sure. I don't know. And it also, like that show, The Our House, like this show, was also for an older audience. You know, not like a little kid audience. It was more like for young teenagers. Maybe that's what this show will eventually do, because that does take a while for the Owl House to become really dark. Like, it's not really until season 2 where it's just like, well, this is not for like really little kids anymore, and maybe that's what this show is going to be doing in the future. Maybe it will get darker later on in the same way. But yeah, I hope Kiana. Even though I've got some issues with this show, I do hope that Kiana Khan Smith does get to make the whole show that she wants to make. However many episodes that is, I feel like this is a show that should be at least 50 episodes. I guess it depends on how much story she has to tell. But I think this is a show like this. Like, just having seen the first 2 episodes, if I could allow her to make the show that she wants to make, I'd be like, yeah, make 50 episodes. You know, if you want it. You know, maybe even more if she wants more than 50 episodes. But once again, the swearing makes it weird. Let's see. I'll have to, I guess, I personally would prefer if more people did the animatic thing when it comes to their indie shows that they want to make for the internet. Just make animatics, please. Don't do the fully produced thing. But, if these episodes did get fully animated, I wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, that's the thing. I don't understand, like, why people can't just do animatics first and then just do the fully animated thing later. Anyways, that was cool. Let's keep reading Homestuck. Hey, look, it's the thumbnail. CG. He has some inside information about his kingdom. He wants to work together with us to overthrow the Black Queen. So I said okay, and now I need your help. Okay, I can try. What does he know? He recently got hold of some intel regarding a weakness in the Queen's defenses. I don't know any more than that. But we've got to hurry and get started on this thing, or it could get kind of awkward. Awkward? What do you mean? I mean, he's just standing here now, waiting for me, I guess. He's just standing there menacingly. But it's okay. I think he's pretty much settled down now. Settled down? Well, he stabbed me once. Okay. Oh, only once? Are you sure you should trust him? I don't know if I would, but hey, I'm not the leader. No, it's cool. He's cool. It's fine. I don't really mind the stabbing. It was all a misunderstanding. Well, okay. I hope it was just with a pen, like, in that it didn't, like, pierce anything. Okay, I'm pretty sure he meant to stab me, but I kind of think that's, like, the way he greets people. Probably. This game is so stupid. In any case, I think he's probably all stabbed out. Woo. Oh, man. Since you're bleeding, I could ask Terezi about the color. Oh, hang on. So, like, while we're on this whole stabbing thing and game being stupid, I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, but both as Karlach in Tactician mode, but also I've been playing an Honor mode run with my friend, and my character is a halfling, and my friend keeps doing this thing where because his character is very tanky, and so he keeps, like, grabbing my character and throwing me over or he'll, like, push me or throw me around, and I'm like, stop doing that, and he's like, alright, fine, I'll stop. So I'm, like, trying to, like, hold on onto explosives so that if he does rush me, then I'll just throw it at him. so that he like stops doing that. But there's been a few times where like my character will jump into a particular spot, but then I'm not able to jump back to where I need to go, so I have to like get him to like throw my character to where the character needs to be, which is always annoying to ask that because he enjoys it too much. Anyways, let's see. Woo. Any case, I think he's probably all stabbed out. Woo. Oh man. Since you're bleeding, I should ask Terezi what color your blood is. Good luck with that. She can't see or smell me or anything. I'm pretty sure she can smell you. I'm way out of my hive somewhere else on the planet. Okay, then I'll ask Jack. No, Jack won't tell. I made him promise he wouldn't tell. Damn it, stupid, lousy, tight-lipped, stab-happy double agents. Doesn't Trollian have some kind of viewpoint feature? Yeah, but I'm pretty sure only Solux knows how to set that up, and he's been incommunicado for hours for some reason. Anyway, that whole feature seems totally invasive and largely pointless to me, so just forget it. Yeah, okay. Here we are about to embark on an espionage mission. A spying tool sounds totally useless. Another great point, Captain. Whatever, just get your ass in here so we can dethrone this goddamn queen. It'll mean one less god boss we have to fight. Fine, I'll be right there. Just try not to lose too much of your mystery blood and die. Just a second, I just realized something. Hi Jasmine. Sorry, I didn't see you there before. I was looking at the YouTube chat, but it wasn't showing up on my phone for some reason. Damn it. Okay, while I'm looking, you stumbled. What have I stumbled? Pretty please is it's good. It's good, but the swearing makes it weird. Any audio from it can't be. Oh, it's over. You couldn't hear the audio from. Oh, what the? Is my desktop audio not working? Only once. The only ones, yeah. Do you know how much there is? Anyways, I'll get back to what I've got to do. Where was it? I hope my microphone, yeah, it's working. I know I tested it before. Anyways. He's been incommunicado. Yeah, okay, here we go. Embark on an espionage mission. A spying tool sounds totally useless. Whatever. Just get your ass in here. Yep, it'll be one less god boss. Fine. I just read this. B. Jack a few minutes ago. Oh, yeah, Jack. You find the kid you've been looking for. He's got a pretty sharp tongue and can't seem to keep it sheathed. He should learn up front you're no stranger to sharp objects yourself. Damn. By the way, I am super relieved that... You know what? I need to don't worry about it. I am super relieved that the Homestuck pilot has failed. I'm pretty sure it has failed because it's just been crickets about the future of that show. So not to say I didn't like Toby Fox's. I am sad that it failed, but I do think that it was necessary that it failed. What I sort of liked about was just Toby Fox as John, John Egbert, and I also liked Rose's voice, and I liked Jade's voice, but yeah, but otherwise it had to yeah, because I've been watching all of these Homestuck animations that are just so much better. Let me just look up. Okay, let me see. Homestuck. Not this one. I think I played this one before. This one is, yeah. This is Tereziism. Terezism. No, I haven't. I haven't been spoiled on anything. I promise that. Like this conversation right now is just like that's from like a podcast episode. This is like a. This isn't like a scripted thing that somebody did based on the comic. This is just the troll characters being cast as in the story that the comedian Bobby Lee was telling about his story. Let me just play this again. So, I just really like the way this person has animated the characters, like their facial expressions and their body movements. They're just very perfect. Oh, oh, my desktop audio hasn't been showing up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Uh Kismesis. I skipped around and saw you look up Kismesis. What's Kismesis? What the heck is wrong with my... That's what... Oh, that's what I was saying with Pretty Pretty Please. I don't... So what's So is Kismesis something to do with Pretty Pretty Please I Want to Be a Magical Girl, or... Okay, what is wrong with my desktop audio? Is it supposed to be default? So the whole time I was reacting to Pretty Pretty Please, I didn't have any desktop audio. That means there wasn't any... so that means when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, I didn't have any... Anyways, let's see if this works.
When I was in when I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh.
Hang on. It was part of Vriska and Carcat's conversation. Carcat mentioned the word, and you looked up like, oh my god, I would have been screaming it in chat if I was there. Oh, yeah, no, I remember, okay, no, I don't remember... Sorry, let me look this up. Sorry, I can't, because I forgot what Kismesis is. So, let's see. Kismesis. Intense romantic and sexual rivalry based on mutual hatred and respect. Yes, okay, I remember now. I brought up the TV show Beef, which is about these two characters who... just like they are clearly like each other's missing half, but they hate each other so much that it's... Don't Google again, you didn't learn. Sorry, I just looked it up, sorry. This is exactly what I meant. Okay, sorry. So is Kismesis supposed to be a spoiler or is it just a gross thing? Is it gross or is it a spoiler? Is it a spoiler and it's gross? Which one is like? By the way, Jasmine, I hope your assignment went well yesterday. I'm kind of relieved that I hope, yeah. This is just like the pen pal thing. Okay, so it is a spoiler. Okay. So when I looked up the pen pal thing, I'm pretty sure I came across incorrect information because Google AI. I need to stop looking at. I'm trying to like make a habit of not looking at Google AI because 50% of the time when I look something up, Google AI is completely wrong about because like they're just completely wrong. I'm happy to look up their sources, but like yeah, it's a spoiler because it's not explained. Got it. Okay. Uh, if a word or person comes up and you don't know it, you're absolutely not supposed to look it up because no one else would have been able to if they were watching, or I mean reading. So I guess like that's yeah okay that's okay fair enough. I guess like for me like whenever I'm reading a book, if whenever I come across a word, I tend to look it up because I want to know what it means. So that's kind of like my what do you call it my impulse to do. So that's like a certain impulse that I have when I'm reading because I want to know what the words are when I'm reading. But I guess with Homestuck, very much not the case. Like I'm not because the other problem is like I have a bad memory. Um, so when I'm so like sometimes like I'll be reading something like oh did I already know that? Um, yeah, like when I'm reading Homestuck, it's I tend to have a bad memory about like wait did I already know that? Did I forget about that? Like because I remember I think it was either Mixolydi or Do Not Open. They because I remember thinking that oh what's her name Vriska had like accidentally killed someone and had survivor's guilt about it, but then it turned out they had to remind me like no she murdered that person in cold blood, and I was like oh okay I forgot about that, and then they told me which pages to go to remind myself, and I was like oh right I do remember those pages. I just because it goes all over the place and it's hard to keep track of like everything that's going on. Let's see. Let's see. Do you know and I, but mostly them, kept telling you you're not meant to know yet. Got it. So sorry, I have to be reminded. By the way, is my desktop audio working?
When I was in when I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
I hope it's
Don't laugh, Brandon.
I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I know. Can I just say something?
Well, yeah, because Mesis does sound like a real word. So it's a made-up word then? Uh, I'll find Vriska and Karkat's chat. The only thing we know about Kismesis, by the way, of explanation is Karkat's analysis of Vriska's hate towards Tavros. Yeah, because he was trying to explain that Tavros does not reciprocate the hate that Vriska has for him. And it was a very interesting dialogue actually. I do mostly remember it. And he was sort of saying like I don't think that guy is capable of hating anybody, and it was very very interesting. Oh, it's louder than my voice. Damn. Okay, hang on. So I think I put it up because for some reason the sound for Baldur's Gate 3 tends to be very quiet. All right, let me just
Something.
I'm just gonna play.
When
this
I
whole
was in
thing.
when I was 9, I got molested by a guy with Down syndrome.
Don't laugh, Brendan.
I'm not laughing.
Why'd you laugh?
It's just.
That's fucking rude.
It's such a curveball.
I
I
know.
love
Can I just
the
say
blink.
something? I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna leave.
Okay. But
No, I'm
hold
being
on.
real. If you smile,
not-
I'm
All
gonna
right,
fucking leave.
hold
because
on.
That really fucking
All right,
broke me.
No.
All right, hold on.
All right, so
Give me a
I swear to
second.
fucking God, dude.
I know.
Give me
I
a
will
second.
leave, Chin Chin.
All right.
I feel like these voices really match these characters really well, like in a weird way.
Hold on.
You can't make a joke and
That's not- that's his name.
Like I wouldn't cast these guys as voices for these characters, but they just kind of work in this particular way.
All right, but
That's not his name?
Yeah.
What's your name again? Chin Chin.
all right, give me a second. Don't.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
All right.
I just wasn't ready for that. Like,
I understand. I'm gonna say it again, and if you smile, I'm gonna leave.
Well, don't. All right, hold on.
we can't threaten a smile.
All right, just hold on. No, because then you're gonna.
That's it. Okay, so if you come across, not reciprocate. I'll tell you first if it's Homestuck. Not reciprocate, but also think that Vriska's hate towards him is actually shallow and not really. Most audio is louder than your voice. Like Homestuck, it drowns you out. Try talking at the same time as a test. Yeah. Okay. I'll remember that.
Laugh. Don't laugh.
Don't
Seriously.
laugh. Get serious, but he's opening up here.
He's opening up here.
When I was. You ready? Don't cover your mouth though either.
Hey.
You can't cover your mouth. Because the thing is that I'm telling you something that's like I'm vulnerable about
know,
it, and I'm
man.
expressing
I'm trying to
a
be
truth
cool.
to you.
Hey, dude. You gotta
And-
get serious.
And if you cover your mouth, I just feel like you're laughing.
Nope, let's do it.
All right.
This is,
So when I was 9, I was brutally molested by a guy.
You can't say brutally.
Why?
Because that's a curveball.
Why is that?
Because don't say
It's not-
brutally. And look at Chin now. Don't.
It's not a curveball.
Don't say brutally.
He did
Yeah.
add some.
All right. Don't.
The eye thing just.
So when I was
cracks
9
me
years
up.
old, every day for a summer,
You can't throw shit in there.
why?
Because you fucking. I can't.
Why can't I?
Every day, you couldn't avoid him.
Yes, that's perfect in my mind. Yeah, I tend to talk a bit quiet, just naturally. I can't. There's not a lot I can do about it. Okay, so so in that conversation that CG was having, I think it was CG talking to Vriska, right, about Tavros, and he was like, basically, I think he was basically saying, you have it's just a crush, and it's not that deep. It's not. He was like saying, yeah, it's not that deep. The brutally part is like. Oh, was that the previous stream that you, Mystery Blood? Did you see the last panel? You mean the blood here? It's like a bunch of flashing question marks. So I'm guessing we don't know yet. So he's been stabbed by Jack. So that's who they were talking about before, right? Okay, you're hoping for this. Okay, let's keep reading. He still won't shut up. He doesn't seem to care about the wound. He's just going on and on about the freaking color of his blood. He doesn't want you to look at it. Just look away, he says. You've got to admit, now you're curious. I would unfortunately be curious as well about that. Jack, look at knife. Yeah, look at the knife. Let's find out. It's red. Well, that's right. So I'm trying to remember the hierarchy. Wait, in Troll Society, they don't have red blood, do they? Yeah, because he's been a bit, what's the word, cagey about his blood or something. Because, that's right, I don't think I know that, yeah, certain characters, they're like, trying to remember, because it's the guy that dresses up as a clown, he tends to, like, he's like he's like chill all the time, like a surfer dude almost. Hiding his blood, Terezi wanting to know, Vriska wondering why he's hiding it. Okay, and I'm trying to remember though, like, if red blood is good or bad. Yeah, I'm assuming it's bad. Does that mean he's not a troll? Alright, well, I'll keep reading. You don't see what the big deal is, nothing special. This kid's out of his mind, but he's still blubbering on about it. Because Jack's from a particular universe, or he's about to invade their world, because their world gets taken over by the Midnight Crew people. It seems he's the only one of his kind with this mutant candy red blood. An outcast. He thinks he was put on this planet covered in an ocean of his own blood to be taunted, punished for something. Status story you ever heard. Got to do something to shut him up. Oh man. Okay, so he is bizarre. Okay. Trying to remember. There's a group of people. There's a certain group of people in Japan called. They're basically called mudbloods, if we're going to use the English terminology. And they're basically people who were descended from people who were tanners, and they're sort of considered to be like dirty blooded people, and they tend to get a lot of they tend to get discriminated in Japan. They tend to have like there's been certain politicians who are mudbloods, and they sort of like tend to go into like advocating for people to stop it, for laws that will hopefully like result in them not being discriminated against. But there tends to be like a bias towards people with that type of ancestry for some reason, and it sounds really dumb. Let's see, and he types in gray, unlike everyone else typing in their blood colors. Okay. Wow, that really recontextualizes everything. Vriska says a-blooded, as in a-blooded, anonymous, like a sexual or anonymous, a-blood read. I should switch to PC. So yeah, mutant blood. Okay, so he's a mutant. How did he become mutated? Were his parents mutants? So this is just really bad for him. Okay. So he just doesn't. So he's just like very cagey about this. So he just like. Okay. So does he hate? Does this mean he hates John and his friends because they're like him for real, and he's like just projecting a lot of self-hate onto those guys, and that's why he trolls the living daylights out of them? And he doesn't want to admit that he's found his people. Let's see, okay. Ooh. Oh no, his twin. I need to do a screenshot. It's been a while since I did a screenshot. Here we go. Yeah, I'm definitely using this image instead, because this is this is heavy. This is clearly a moment for this character. Okay. So he's off. How's this gonna end? Okay, they're friends now, maybe? I wonder, is he a mutant, or is he, I don't know, was there some interbreeding? No, they can't be interbreeding between. I assume this character is some sort of human type of thing. I mean, mutations are just developmental, so Bad chance. Nice theory, can't comment. Gotcha. Carcat. Be in cahoots with Jack. I mean, isn't that what's happening here? They're cahooting. Operation Regisurp. Huge bitch, blah blah. You and your like-blooded accomplice soon put Operation Regisurp into motion, a contingency plan which the arch agent conveniently had on file and named himself. If it were drafted by a legitimate contingency firm, it would ostensibly have been given a better title. Your whole team executes the plan along the course of its journey, employing espionage, mind control tactics, political sabotage, vicious interrogations, and cold-blooded assassinations. Everyone does their part, and you begin to learn the true meaning of teamwork as well as this troll disease called friendship. A troll disease. Also, I love the hand because that's one of the, I can't remember if it's mentioned. Okay, so potential spoiler. Hang on. Come on, let's keep going. As far as you know, just a mutant troll. Gotcha. Oh, okay, so he would be, like, executed. So, because this is I guess, a somewhat, because it is kind of a, because they've got a hierarchy and he doesn't really fit into the structure that's been set up. And so I guess like the implication is that there's some, I guess there are some, and I feel like it's weird to describe it as a eugenicist society because Terezi's blind and no one's executing her, and Tavros is in a wheelchair, no one's executing him. At least not in like a political way. Troll disease, Gamzee said it first. Gotcha. Now, who's this silhouette? But before a single step is taken, Jack briefs you on the intelligence uncovered by one of his agents. It is an advantage over the Queen you will seize upon while she has let her guard down. With each prototyping by each player, the royalty of both sides would evolve. The Queen with her ring of orbs, 12-fold, would first take on the claws and rigid carapace of your Lucis, okay? And then the wings and scales of Terezi's young dragon. And then the horns and gills and cloven hooves of Gamzee's fallen custodian. And so it would continue. Though a queen is a vain creature, she is also sworn to her duty. She would be braced for the heavy load of augmentation instead. She could certainly withstand the eyesight of an arachnid. The fairy wings might at worst be frivolous, and the great bull horns could even be regarded as striking additions. For that matter, the sultry lips of a mother grub might very plausibly suit her. She perhaps would wear a brave face even behind a dignified moustache, and the centauring of her lower torso could transpire without much complaint. She would dutifully indulge a lactating udder. Okay. Oh, that's right, because there's a centaur with, and that's somebody, that's that character that I hate, the one that's like really, really not normal. He has like a butler that he punches all the time, and he's like a centaur because that's the manliest creature. Anyways, she would dutifully indulge a lactating udder, and all was said and done. And when all was said and done, doubling her head count would surely be insult to 11-fold injury. But nothing she can't, but nothing she hadn't essentially endured already, all in the name of her kingdom. But she would spare herself all these additional debasements, because before the rest came, there would be one corruption to her finger. She would not abide. Her vanity wouldn't allow it. Arthur, yes. He abuses him. Probably doesn't punch him, but like, he basically abuses him. That's what I sort of, because he's just like inherently abusive. Like in every way, because he's just the worst character. He's on my I hope he dies horribly character list. A frog ghost? She could not stand bearing the visage of the most loathsome creature known to existence. So vile is its appearance, so contemptible its purpose. All depictions of the creature, let alone members of its population, are permanently banned from any jurisdiction in the reach of her agents. Those of its kind go by many names, and so does the reviled patron god they herald. The Great Detestation, King Ponsquatter, Speaker of the Vast Joke, or, most commonly, Billis Slick. His true name is, of course, Forbidden, and wearing his face is where she drew the line. He tried to pat him once on screen, and he's literally too strong to interact with him. Oh, okay. Can't thank his Lucis with a friendly pat. Can drink his milk. Can't shoot a bow. Yeah, that's right. He's just like, he just sucks at everything because he, don't know how he just, but I guess, so he's not like hurting people on purpose then? And he's just like, horribly strong, can't control his own strength, but he's just like abusive to that cute girl, in terms of like telling her what to do. Okay, so because he is a little bit controlling, but he can't control his own strength. But so he's not physically abusive. He's just when he causes physical harm, he's not doing it on purpose. This is all those frog conversations and conflicting opinions on frogs coming to a head. Okay, here we go. Oh, the ring. Oh wait. Oh my God, it's the queen. Yeah. Okay. She removed the ring and concealed it in the royal vault, while she was quite sure no one was looking. She then retired to her private chamber, from which she would dispatch orders so no one the wiser of her disadvantage. Or so she thought. Red Team, execute Operation Regisurp. So that's the queen? Oh yeah, that's the queen, I remember. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Oh wait, no it's not. She's not... Yeah, no, I know... Did the queen meet the wandering, the wayward vagabond? I think this character did meet but I don't know if that's the queen herself. She looked similar. Yeah, maybe not. If it's those robots he builds, or it's for violence, but yeah, he wants to be essential a royal archer, but is too strong to hold or operate a bow without breaking it. Kind of like what happens in Happy Gilmore, where the guy is too... He sucks at hockey. But even though he really wants to do hockey, even though he's bad at it, that's what makes him a really good golfer. The operation in time would be a total success. The banished quasi-royal would make the future Alternian wasteland her home. Okay, so this is the queen. And she went into the wasteland. Oh god, it's that guy. It's Bill Cipher. Let's see. This is a different planet. Yeah, I didn't think this was the same. This is, I'm trying to remember. It's not the same planet that the. This isn't this. So the Queen doesn't come from the same planet as. What do you call it? Yeah, the Queen and all those other characters, they don't come from the same planet as John, right? John and company. I think my understanding was that the characters, Wayward Vagabond and all those other characters, that they came from that they crash landed into John's planet during the apocalypse then, but somehow they like time jumped like thousands of years into the future, and we're doing like time travel shenanigans. Oh my god, it's so confusing. I will have to like refresh myself on like what the timeline is and how everything worked again, but my understanding as well was that Wayward Vagabond and all those other people were like little, and they were interacting with some like things like the vodka bottle that Rose's mum was drinking, and that made it look like a superstructure, even though it's actually not a superstructure. Hold on, what page am I on? Let's see. I'm on 4211. Okay, gotcha. Until she was given a new purpose by Bill Cipher. I know his name isn't really Bill Cipher. He doesn't have a name, right? This character doesn't have a name. He's just like nameless. But I call him Bill Cipher because Homestuck was recommended to me as a alternative recommendation to Gravity Falls, which I've only taken that up recently. Terezi explained to Rose that these are exiles inhabiting the player's dead planets. So Earth and Alternia in this case. Gotcha. And here's a diagram. A potential diagram, probably. Okay. But at the onset, you would know nothing of the Queen's aversion to an amphibious likeness, or about her orbs, 12-fold, or any such details. You were informed of her disadvantage and would act accordingly. You and your red team's teammates would work to dethrone the Queen in your session, while the blue team members would take on the entirely separate set of royal adversaries in their own session. This was to be a competition after all, or so you thought. Okay, so red team, blue team, gotcha. And now they're fighting. You would begin to notice a strange pattern. The blue team's prototyping would affect the mutations of your session's underlings. By the way, Jasmine, do you want to choose a particular page you'd like me to end on for today? I'll keep, let's see. And your prototypings would affect theirs. Head rip. Though the signs pointed to two distinct sessions, two sets of mythic ruins, two opposing teams, two separate chains of connected players, this was all misleading. Okay. Oh. What's happening? Okay, so the frog thing appeared later. I wonder how this is all gonna transfer to Jade's Island. You are joining a particularly unusual bifurcated session meant from the start to receive all 12 players through two separate connection chains. A session with one Skyer about which 12 planets would circle, with one army of dark and one of light, with one pair of kings and one pair of queens, and with one cantankerous archagent and his typical disdain for authority. It wouldn't be until later in the session, when the full chain was nearly closed, that you would realize the truth. The truth was, it had always been the same session all along. That your teams were not competing, but cooperating toward a common goal. Okay, I see. Okay, so now everything's combined. So something like this almost happens in Gravity Falls, because people kept theorizing that, oh yeah, there's like a symbolic circle thing, and all of these characters represent the symbols, and they have to like stand in a circle, and that's how they're going to defeat Bill Cipher. And that's what it starts to do in Gravity Falls at the very end, where it's like, okay, we all have to stand in a circle and do the thing. But then, and so for a moment, the show was like entertaining this fan theory that people had for a while. But then the grandpa characters get into a fight with each other because they're egotistical, and it doesn't end up happening. And instead they have to defeat Bill Cipher a different way. So it's kind of like the show was confirming a fan theory, but then also destroying it at the same time, because things got really chaotic at the end. In the more drawn-out form of this adventure's narrative, figuring this out would have been a huge deal. He would have been completely blown away by this stunning revelation. Wow, same session all along. Really? Huh. How much longer am I planning to go on? I mean, I feel like I could go on for another hour, probably. So yeah, it's up. If we can, if you want to pick a page that I could read up to within an hour, then we could do that. Whatever is a satisfactory spot for me to read to. Let's see. Yeah, Stan was butthurt. But which Stan? Stanley or Stanford? Definitely one of my... Stanford was definitely one of my favorite... what's his name? The... J.K. Simmons characters. But since we've decided to engage this epic in shorthand, you feel you must insist that we continue with this expository interlude. It would turn out the arrangement of planets looked like this. Okay, I have a question, Jasmine. Is it okay for me to look up the word bifurcated? Because I don't know what that word means. I'd like to know what bifurcated means. He didn't get his thank you from Ford. They got him to enter the circle and hold hands, and then he pulled away again when Ford corrected his grammar. Yeah. Yeah. It is kind of, you know, I mean, I won't act like I've never corrected anyone's grammar before. Alright, so I'm assuming that you said all right, meaning that I can look up bifurcated. Okay, bifurcated. Divide into two branches or forks. Gotcha. Okay. So, divided from each other, each team appearing to compromise a distinct chain and a distinct session without the luxury of the complete picture we see here. It appeared that way until it was time to link the two chains, completing the circuit of 12 and uniting the teams. For these final two links, Skye had a plan, as it did with the order of everything preceding link, and as it did with the paradoxical seeding of its own players on the surface of the planet it would later devastate to buy itself time. Its plan was as inescapable as all others, as inevitable as the reckoning it would ultimately face. Okay. Loop-a-loop. Okay. Okay. After watching the phrases Morbius double and reach around toggle for a few minutes while in a sort of stupor, you finally snap out of it. Your attention drifts toward these two symbols. You would try to be these mysterious characters, but you suspect you would fail, so you don't bother. They're way too mysterious for you to be them yet. Seriously, what's up with these guys? Do you live underwater or something? What's their deal? We'll learn all about them a little later. Thank you, book, for telling me that. Let's see. Okay. For that matter, what about this young lady? Oh yes, this young lady. What is her deal? We'll probably find out about her later too. Okay, so we know she's a lady, probably, unless the book hasn't, I don't know, unless they like subvert that later on. It will probably be quite some time before you get to be her. It could very well be pages and pages and pages. I believe that. And pages and pages and pages. Ah yes, this little goth girl with the white chainsaw. Seriously, it could take forever. Enter name. It just happens. Oh my god. It's oh my god. I love this. Sometimes it's not fun reading Homestuck, but then it like rewards you somehow, and it's like, you know what, I forgive all that bullshit that I went through before. Okay. Your name is Kanaya. Kanaya. I might accidentally end up calling this character Kaya at times. Kanaya. Miriam. You are one of the few of your kind who can withstand the blistering Alternian sun, and perhaps the only who enjoys the feel of its rays. Okay. As such, you are one of the few of your kind who has taken a shining to landscaping. You have cultivated a lush oasis around your hive, and in particular, you have honed your craft through the art of topiary, sculpting your trees to match the puffy oracles from your dreams. Let me have a look. Right, okay. You have embraced the tool of this trade, which conveniently is the weapon of your choice for those who would hunt the heinous broods of the undead which crawl from the sand at sunrise to feast on the light and the living. Okay. So let me just see. These two. You're meant to recognize the symbols by this point. I do recognize them. I just don't remember who they all belong to. I can't. So I'll take it as I can look up the symbols to make sure that I will familiarize myself with the symbols. Darling Kanaya, that's how I say her name. You say her name as Kaya as well? Let's see, where was I? Heinous broods of undead feast on the light and the living. It would be convenient if you actually hunted them, but it is, of course, far too dangerous. Every bit as suicidal as attempting to poach the terrible muscle beasts. Ah, yes, the muscle beasts, who roam at night. So you indulge in your bright fascination with the grim throughout literature. So when she said the grim, I was thinking of the grim from Ruby. Just before the sun goes down and you join your flora in rest, you immerse yourself in tales of rainbow drinkers and shadow droppers and forbidden passion. You are one of the few of your kind with jade green blood. Okay. As such, you are one of the few who could be selected and raised as a virgin mother blood. Okay. An event so rare as to elude documented precedent. Okay then. I see. She would defend you from desert threats and desert threats? Okay, desert threats. And though her life would be short, in time you would assure her of progeny. Let's see, this week I'll finally set aside, you might spoil something, but it's safe if you just look up horoscopes for now. Okay, I'll try and set aside some time for the little infographics I once mentioned. Oh yes, I would like that. Feel free to send that to me on Blue Sky, and I'll check that out. Okay. By the way, I gotta say, you Jasmine and Do Not Open and Mixolidi, something I gotta say is I really. So when I'm doing my Baldur's Gate 3 runs, what I've sort of noticed is that people come in to my streams to watch me play Baldur's Gate 3, but they're not really invested in. I don't really get the impression a lot of the time that they're invested in Baldur's Gate 3. A lot of times I get asked, like, is this a good game? Should I play Baldur's Gate 3? And I'm like, how are you not playing Baldur's Gate 3? Why would you watch someone play Baldur's Gate 3 if you... Because, like, I like watching other people play Baldur's Gate 3, especially if they're playing it for the first time, because I want to see, like, how they're going to react to my favorite moments in Baldur's Gate 3, or how they... And I also like to see, like, how other people handle really hard fights in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. So I don't... a few times when I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, someone comes in trying to, like, pressure me to add them on Discord or follow them on social media, and I don't really like that. Whereas what I like about you guys with this whole Homestuck thing is that you guys are obviously really invested in Homestuck specifically, and I just wanted to say that I appreciate that. I appreciate that you guys are I appreciate you guys' investment in Homestuck specifically, and just wanted to point that out and say that's awesome. Let's see. Astrology, not horoscopes. Okay, wait. So horoscopes aren't astrological. Do you remember all the mother grub stuff? Words like slurry, desert threats, the aforementioned things that crawl out of the sand. Not really, I don't quite remember that. Like the symbols for the trolls are just astrological signs, like Kanaya is Virgo, Sagittarius is the only one you hate. Yeah, that guy was such a Sagittarius. And my sign, unfortunately for me, oh no, you're a Sagittarius. That's okay, you're forgiven. Let's see. Well, I watch people play things I haven't played yet too, though I hadn't watched yours because I was considering starting around Christmas. Niche things attract their audience. Glad to be here. Awesome. But yeah, I definitely yeah, I don't know. I just you guys seem all right. So I'll keep reading. You are one of the few of your kind whose affection for the aesthetic strongly overpowers instinctive regard for the utilitarian. The desert sand stuff is same page. Okay. As such, you are one of the few of your kind who has developed a zeal for fashion and design and lively, colourful patterns. You decorate your hive with flora and fabric as delicately or aggressively as inspiration demands. You are a seamstress, or a rag ripper, or a tree trimmer, or a lumberjack, whichever you care to be, and your unique hive is equipped with a great supply of advanced technology to accommodate your interests. The technology and indeed the hive itself were all recovered from the ruins nearby when you were very young. The seed of your hive was developed on the volcanic rocks beneath the sand with the assistance of your Lucis and her remarkable burrowing skills. And you have lived there happily together since. You know the ruins and the hive and everything here that is not sand and rock originated from the world of your dreams. You also know that one day you will visit this world while you are awake. That day is today. Your troll tag is Grim... Oh, G-A, okay. And you tend to enunciate each word you speak very clearly and carefully. I wish I could do that. What will you do? Kanaya, equip chainsaw. Yep, that's having a normal one. Right. If I was born in time, I could have had Gamzee as fans call them patron trolls. Meant something different from the comic though. Okay. Some page as in the desert threats were what you just read on this page higher up. Her Lucis protects her from those. That's what the page was saying. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so like a desert threat is a volcano, for example. Okay. What chainsaw? You are quite sure there is no chainsaw leaning on that bookshelf. There is, however, a tube of lipstick on the floor. I guess that could be a weapon. Kanaya, fine. Equip that then. What just happened? Okay. What happened to her fit? So she... Okay. Alright. So she capture logged that, the tube of lipstick, and then she started wearing a dress, probably. No, her skirt also changed. So she's wearing a shirt and a skirt that have the same pattern. And also, and also the symbol on her shirt changed to the belt buckle. Okay. Okay, so not volcanic threats, desert threats can also be the muscle beasts. Alright, let's settle down. No need to get hysterical. Oh, there goes your wardrobe fire again. Never a dull moment in fashion when the randomized cycle is on. Kanaya, apply. The classic grab that thing, what that thing as it transforms in front of them. Okay, green lipstick, interesting choice. And she's got vampire teeth. And she's got that Astro Girl look to her with her hair. You can choose between your trademark jade or black, even though a troll's lips are naturally black. Oh, that's handy. Wait. Never mind. But they can always be blacker, and a lady with a true sense of style knows this. In any case, you think you'll mix things up and go with green for a while. Alright? Okay, now she's wearing a kimono. And someone's pester chumming her, except it's trolliening her. Answer Cece. Cuttlefish color. Hello. Hello. Hey. Kanaya. Glub, glub, glub. 38. What? You seem more excited than usual. Or less. I can't tell. Help me tell without saying glub. Glub, 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 glub. I'm going to type this face now. What? Even though no one knows how to make a mouth do a question shape like that. Yeah, I can't do it. I just tried doing it just then and that didn't work out. Sorry. I can't really control the glubs. Yes, you can. But that's fine. You can glub to the content of your collapsing and expanding bladder-based aquatic vascular system. If it means you are excited about something. I am excited. Okay, why? Everything we are about to do next is exciting. It is always exciting. I am excited. Ooh. It looks like one of your letters got away from you. Yeah, I really launched at that one. What? I really launched that one. What? Oh my god, I can't read this person's name. Let's see what. Yeah, I really launched that one. Launched that one. You forked an innocent D loitering over there by the shout pole minding its own business. I guess that made sense. Look at the symbol on the panel, Pisces, and see what letter it looks like. Okay, so that's why she does that. Okay, so that's her way of saying H. So, hey, let's stop being, oh god, okay. Hang on, I'll be prepared for that one. We're minding it saying, hey, glub, glub, hey, let's stop being for a minute. Yeah, sure. I am worked up about this game. It will be great. I've been waiting a long time to get started. We all have. I thought so. I have been cloaked in a mood of perpetual anticipation for some time as well. We should compare notes, even though we are on different teams. Well, not really. Really. See, this is why we should be comparing notes. 380. What notes? What notes would you like to submit for comparison? Well, I am going to join my team pretty late. I think I have to. I will need to connect after a goofball moirail does so. I keep my goggles on. Okay. His nefarious escapades. It's a tough job, but it's important. Everyone has an important job to do. Yeah. Is that what you're going to do, joining late to keep an eye on yours? I don't really know for a fact that she is mine. Ha. Ha. Ha ha, you're not supposed to know for a fact, dummy. You just do what you think is right, and even if you were wrong, the worst that happened was you helped somebody and helped the whole world too. Okay, this is an effort to read. I know, but what if I don't really want her to be that? Glub, 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 shrug. Yeah, glub, glub, shrug is the right attitude, I think. Our minds are already made up anyway, aren't they? Yes, probably. Your clouds tell you everything, so what do you even have to worry about? They don't tell me everything, just as I am sure she doesn't whisper everything to you. That's true. Oh, shucks. Now I'm going to get sad. She will be gone soon. It's like emoji. Though I guess it will be a relief not to have to worry about keeping her voice down anymore. I wonder if any other kid on the planet has as many burdens in the fire as you. I doubt it. They aren't burdens. Okay, I guess they are. Haha. But I love them, and I wouldn't have it any other way, because this is why I'm here. On that note, I think I'm going to go say goodbye. Say goodbye to her. Maybe you should too, while you have the chance. Even though I'll see her again soon, which still seems kind of strange to me. But that's why this is all so exciting. Kanaya, bye. Okay, Kanaya, check on Lucis. Everyone has an important job to do. It's like Nepeta thought during her section. Okay. It's got some interesting flowerment here. You had nearly forgotten. Today, her time would come. Maybe you should be there in her final moment. But then, it isn't exactly final, is it? Death is pretty confusing without the finality. This looks very princessy-like. She looks very cute in this fit here. Whoa, what is this place? Oh, right, because she like builds stuff, and she's very like she's got a lot of she's got a keen eye for certain things, so which is neat. It's too late. You'd better change back into your work clothes. No point in getting a good dress dirty. Come on, get the dress dirty. Go see your friend Kanaya. Go downstairs. Oh, this is her Lucis here. She brought you this far, now to live up to your end of the bargain. Operate. Shit. Alright. splorch. So she pulled something out. Okay, so that's why she wanted to change clothes. Got it. Capture log that thing. I have a question. If they're all a bunch of horoscopes, who's the Capricorn in this situation? Who's the Capricorn of the hive bent? Kanaya, capture log that thing. Is this why they're all hateful? Because they're all a bunch of horoscopes and they don't get along? That's why they don't get along with each other? You secure the matri orb through your chastity modus. Safe and sound. You will serendipitously... Sorry, I tried to say that correctly. You will serendipitously... serendipitously discover the key to unblock this card, and when and only when you are ready to use this item and not a moment before. Okay, green blood. Look at this mess. All this blood and sunlight is stirring bright feelings within. You often fantasize about being a true rainbow drinker from your literature. It would be a life of darting between the shadows of persecution and being misunderstood, and of romance, and would drink heavily from its multicolored well, and the hemo spectrum would be your wine list preceding the best feast of passion. Surely it couldn't hurt, but no one is looking. Gamzee is the Capricorn, and so his handle is terminally capricious, and his Lucis is a goat. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I was asking that because I'm a Capricorn myself. So, let me just look up. Let's just look up the character. What's he called? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think out of all the trolls, I relate to Gamzee the most. Absolutely. If I don't think it would be weird to give this character an Australian accent. Alright, just a taste. Oh, yeah, thank you. I can't remember how old I am, so I've been telling people I'm 35. Let's say, metal with moirail. Oh my god, no, stop. Stop at what? You want me to go back? What do you mean, stop? Do not linger. Oh, okay. Don't linger on the pages, or... Yeah, exactly. He gives off, what's the word? What's that place I've been to? It's called... that place, it's... Nimbin. He gives off typical Nimbin behavior. Well, he's one of the good Nimbins. There's a place called Nimbin. He comes across as, I'm from Nimbin. Oh, right, okay, I'll just turn that off, hang on. So was there must have been a spoiler in the Google images. What? Just wanted to know, is your Lucis dead yet? Yep, don't ask her that. You got lucky because there were Gamzee spoilers amongst those images. Okay, gotcha. No, I just had to remind myself which one Gamzee was. Okay. You will put her out of your mind for a while. It should be hours before you have to connect with her anyway. Might as well pack this thing up and head inside. Oh, what now? What could this guy want? It never ends. Answer CA. Okay, can make her talk to me, do something. Who? You're no mood, you're no good, you no good, conniving, fucking backstabbing girl crush, that's who? That's who? What? Let me read that again. Can you make her talk to me, do something. Who? You're no good, conniving, fucking backstabbing girl crush, that's who. Overstating our relationship won't make me feel very cooperative. It's paler red than that, hang on. It's paler red than that, okay. Okay. Psh. That is a fucking laugh, and you know it. Everyone does. So help me out. Tell her to talk to me. I think she blocked me. You got to. Why do I got to? I don't got to, and every time you take my help for granted, I feel like I got to a little less. Whatever. You are so the village two-wheel device when it comes to I'm just gonna assume that's not a real word. I'm sure it is a real word, but like that sounds like it just I don't know how to pronounce that. It's got too much going on. Oh, can as in God damn it. Can make her talk to me. Do something. Okay. They should just call her Kaya instead of Can. Okay. Why do I gotta? Let's see, where are we? Okay. You can't let a grudge go by you. Won't stick your busy stem betwixt. So get with the program, Fussy Fangs. Fussy Fangs. I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna call someone Fussy Fangs at some point. Oh, good luck with those lines. Yeah. Oh, I'm all good. I'm glad to hear that. Oh, it's another troll word. Gotcha. Okay. Of course it is. It reminded me of the word auspicious, but I never heard that variant of it before, so I was like, maybe it's just made up. I can't. But oh man. These conversations are trying to give you a feel for these relationship troll words without explaining it yet. Okay, right. If your slander weren't so predictable, I'd block you too for saying that. Has it occurred to you she may have blocked you because you are very overbearing? I just said that aloud now. In your silly accent and had a private moment of enjoyment. CA, is he the one that, he's the weird one, right? The one that has a centaur lucis and he sucks, right? Kaya, as in Kaya. Kaya. I can call her Kanaya, but yeah. Kaya is better than Khan. Hey, Can. It's don't call her Can. Call her Kanaya or Kaya. Now, where was I? Overbearing. I just said that, yeah. Who gives a shit why she blocked me or about my fucking manners? Come on, you've got a way with her. I figure if you're going to auspicize any two brine suckers would sneer at each other. A funny way, you might as well make it official and be ours, right? Okay. Your black solicitation just seems really indecent. What do you want from her anyway? She made me something per a prior arrangement. She will deliver it when we meet in this game, but I don't know what the logistics are yet. I'm trying to connoiter with her here, but she's blowing me off again. Fickle, dirt scraping land haggle. Wow. This is definitely the guy that I'm thinking of. He was one of the two final highlighted symbols in the Mobius double reach around. We hadn't met CC and CA. Now we meet them through Kanaya. Okay, gotcha. So he just, yeah, I can't, fickle dirt scraping land hag. What is it? Stupid, what do you think? It's a fucking gizmo to blow up the world or something. Okay, well, not that obviously, but something that'll kill all land dwellers. What else would I be after? Can you just for a moment entertain the thoughts of one untouched by megalomaniacal derangement and tell me why I'd want to assist with you with that? Well, I'm not going to very well kill you, am I? That would be fucking unconscionable. What kind of friend would I be? Also, speculate for a moment that self-preservation might not be what would sway my decision. Yeah, go ahead and kiss us off, but there'll be blood on your hands. You could either play along as our auspice and do a little mediating like you were fucking hatched to. Okay, so this is like, hey, you have a directive, by the way. You have a biological directive. You were genetically engineered to do this thing that I'm telling you to do. Or watch she and me devolve into fucking full-fledged kismeses, the kind like you don't get once in 10,000 sweeps. You know, that's what it would be. There would be rainbow rivers running through star systems and all nebulizing like liquid fireworks. It will be beautiful and heartbreaking all at once. You should read up on your history instead of pouring through that god-awful sunny rubbish. Sunny rubbish. Sunny rubbish, just god-awful sunny rubbish. One time I was taking care of a lady who was cranky all the time, and and she had a lovely property, and we go out on the veranda as the sun is rising, and it's just a fucking beautiful day, and she just said to me, it's all sunny and horrible. I was like, it's a beautiful day and you think it's awful? Really? Okay. Oh, man, so I just always find it funny whenever it's such a rare thing for someone to complain about, a sunny day, It's just laborious listening to this, and it's laborious reading it sometimes. Reading Homestuck is laborious. I can't imagine like writing it. That's like unfathomable to me. I'm sorry, none of it matters. Yeah, it does. It's important, sorry, but the fate of the race and purity of the bloodline is important. Excuse me for being concerned. Okay, so this guy is a problem. I'm not getting a good vibe from this guy at all. Sunny rubbish, i.e., the rainbow drinker literature Khan likes to read. Basically, stop reading your fantasy novels and learn to study some history. No, never. I don't take away my fantasies. Don't. I just discovered I've barely read enough Brandon Sanderson, so I need to read more. I need to start reading more Brandon Sanderson because he recently he actually I might have talked about this before, but when I was a kid, the only fantasy book series I read was the Witch series, otherwise known as Guardians of the Galaxy. Not Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of Kandrika, or Guardians of the Veil. That's the only book series I read. It was based on a comic book series. It was the novelization of those books. That's the only fantasy book series I read, and even then I didn't really keep up with it in the end. And I had a thing where I tried reading Harry Potter and I thought it sucked. So I thought, okay, maybe I just don't like fantasy, because then I started reading Tomorrow When the War Began, and that made me go, I'm only going to read books about war and surviving war, and that's the only thing I wanted to read was books about war. So fictional wars, of course. And so it wasn't until I was in my early-ish 20s when I started to actually, when I read Anne Rice's interview with the vampire, and that made me go, oh, actually, maybe I do like reading fantasy. I just read Harry Potter and thought that's all fantasy was, and then it turns out, no, there's actually some pretty cool fantasy out there. So I started reading the Vampire Chronicles. I haven't finished the Vampire Chronicles. I've only read the first couple of books, but they're really good. And then in the last couple of years, I've started reading Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. But yeah, now something that's been revealed is Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere universe is being adapted by Apple TV. So now it's like, okay, I better hurry up and start reading his books because they're good. War makes me think of All Quiet on the Western Front. I haven't seen All Quiet on the Western Front yet. I should check that out. The last really good war movie I watched was 1917. That's about World War One. That movie was fantastic, But Tomorrow When the War Began, it was kind of about it was a YA series basically. It was written in the 90s, and it was kind of about what if Australia, hypothetically speaking, was invaded by another country in the modern day. Now, it was a great series, and it was basically about being a teenager and being resilient while surviving this harrowing experience. And that was great. And that was where the author was coming from. He was he wanted to write something about teenagers surviving adversity, adversity and surviving this horrible scenario. That's all he was coming from. It's very vague. It's never confirmed in the book series who the invader is. But to me, the subtext of Tomorrow When the War Began was about. To me, it's almost like a metaphor about the colonization of Australia by white people, and it's kind of there's supposed to be this irony about what if we got invaded again? Why is that bad, but we don't consider the colonization of Australia to be bad? That to me was what that book series was. But a lot of people, a lot of fans of Tomorrow When the War Began, unfortunately, are very racist, very xenophobic, And now the author of Tomorrow When the War Began, John Marsden, has said that he wished he never wrote the series because the fans have ruined it. He hates the fact that he wrote that book series, and he's like, I wish I never wrote it. And I feel bad. You read Tomorrow When the War... Oh, you read All Quiet on the Western Front. So it's a book series? So is that a... So it's a book then? Because I know that it was... Because I know that All Quiet on the Western Front was a silent film at first, and then it became a... Then I think it got readapted in the last couple of years by the Germans or something. Yeah, it was a think piece idea. It was like a, what if this happened? And actually, another thing about the book series, it's not actually confirmed that the characters are Australian until the last book, and that was also supposed to be like a vague thing. Was like it obviously is Australia because, there's like. Because of the way the characters talk, like they say, oh yeah, we're going to go camping in the bush, and oh, it's like 50 k's away, or, oh, there's wombats everywhere. Like there's like a couple of scenes with wombats and kangaroos and such. So it's like, well, it's obviously Australia, but, I get like where John Marsden was coming from, was that it was supposed to be, it was supposed to be like, what if this thing happened, but it's not necessarily Australia, but it obviously was Australia. But yeah, it was a good book series. But I've always wanted to do like a retrospective about that, like write a retrospective about it, because I'm not a teenager anymore, so I feel like I would the appeal of Tomorrow When the War Began might not be as appealing to me anymore because I've grown up so much. Like I'm so far away from the person I was back when I read that book series. Anyways, All Quiet is a war novel. Don't remember what else. Searching. Oh, it's semi-autobiographical. Okay. It's a classic in the USA. Okay, right. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I'm trying to remember which books I read for high school specifically. I had to read, when I was 12, I had, so in Australia, we don't separate high school and middle school from each other. It's just elementary school and then it's high school. So grades 7 to 12 are all together in the same school. So from the ages of 12 to 17, they're all sort of grouped together. So when I was 12, I had to read Chinese Cinderella, which is the only book that's ever made me cry. And let's see, I had to read Hitler's Daughter as well, which is a bit of a weird think piece sort of story, which is about like, what if Hitler had a daughter? And it's presented as hypothetical, but at the same time, it's kind of hinted towards the end that maybe the person telling the story is the granddaughter of Hitler's daughter. I think that's what it was sort of getting at. It was interesting. It was kind of weird learning about the Jewish Holocaust through a hypothetical scenario, though, so I'm not entirely happy about that. I wish I just read Morse instead. That's how I should have learnt about that. Anyways, this is getting heavy. What's another book I read in high school that I had to read? I had to read Tomorrow When the War Began, and that was the only books. But I read the sequels to that in my own time. And what's another book I had to read? Yeah, actually, I don't remember the other books, but they were all really boring. Because there was this one book. It was about an Australian teenager, and it was about his, like, I guess it was about his sexual awakenings, and it was just so I just didn't care about that. It was too normal. It was way too normal. Did you read The Boy in the? We had to. We had to. That's right. We had to. We didn't have to read it, but we were shown the movie of that, and that's also a very problematic book because it's. I'm not. I recently saw Big Joel. He did a video about why that story doesn't work because. Yeah, and I didn't really think that much about it at the time that I watched it, but I was like, it was fine. But we did have to watch Schindler's List, and that really did get to me. And that's right, they took us to the Jewish Museum in Sydney, and we did listen to a Holocaust survivor's story directly from her. And yeah, that was a really heavy day for us. Yeah, and my friend, she actually started to cry. That's not during the story, not during the story that the Holocaust survivor was telling us. She just started crying when we after that, and when we started walking through the museum, and she just yeah, she couldn't hold it together anymore. Let's see, and then of course we did Shakespeare. Midsummer Night's Dream might be my favorite Shakespeare play, but it's also technically my thirst because I had to study that for high school. And then we studied Othello and Macbeth, all the tragedies, and it's like I wish we'd learnt more of the comedies though. Like teenagers tend to relate more to the comedies, they tend to connect with it better. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I highly recommend Schindler's List. But I also I let's see. There's a movie I watched called The Gray Zone. That one's really good, and I watched it because Lady Night the Brave made a video about The Gray Zone, and it's a very rare example of a movie about the Holocaust that's actually from the the Jewish character's perspective. Because apparently a lot of these movies about the Holocaust tend to be from a Nazi's perspective. This is the case with Jojo Rabbit. It's technically from a Nazi's perspective. Schindler's List, Oscar Schindler was a Nazi. And it's from his perspective, and I think also, yeah. So a lot of the there's not a lot of movies about the Holocaust from the Jewish people's perspective, and it's specifically about. It's not about Holocaust survivors either. It's about people who didn't survive the Holocaust. So it's even heavier than usual. So yeah, great movie. Highly recommend. Absolutely. Anyways, I should keep reading. It's kind of hard to go from talking about the Holocaust to getting back into reading this. Yep, we did Macbeth, but not Othello. Actually, last year, Othello, I saw a play called Orko, and it wasn't really like a play. It was because it cost $10 to see, and it was just a local English teacher getting his friends to read out his version of Othello, and it was about Indian immigrants in Sydney, Australia, and portraying. It was sort of like leaning into more of the domestic abuse, side of Othello, and it was very interesting. So it was an all Indian cast, and it was sort of about it was about this woman who marries an older guy, and at first everything's fine, but then and it was not, and there's no redemption for Othello, like what there is in the Shakespeare play. It was sort of like the English teacher wanted to make a point about how the character can't be redeemed. And so the story ends at a very particular point. It ends with, it doesn't end with Othello's death, it ends with Desdemona's death. Twelfth Night, I've seen a couple of adaptations of Twelfth Night. I really love Twelfth Night. Let's see, you did a little acting of out of some parts. 7th grade was Much Ado About Nothing, and 9th grade was that's right, we did read Romeo and Juliet. I've seen a few adaptations of Much Ado About Nothing. I love Much Ado About Nothing. I've seen the one where there's that. Let's see, what's that? Let me look this up. I think. Let's see. Much Ado About Nothing. Shakespeare in the Park. Great performances. There we go. I think it's this one. This is a really great performance, and it's just on the Internet Archive. Where's the girl? Give me the heroine. It might not play. Unless I do this.
Next on Great Performances.
God sending that way, for it is said, God send a cursed cow short horns, but to a cow too cursed he send none.
So, by being too cursed, God will send you no horns.
Just if he send me no husband, for the which blessing I am at him upon my knees every morning and evening. Lord, I could not endure a husband with a beard on his face. I had rather lie in the woolen.
You may light on a husband that hath no beard.
What should
I would rather lie with a woman. I don't remember anything from Much Ado besides a compliment written on one of my worksheets about my reading out loud. And you're a natural thespian. Oh, cool. There you go. But yeah, this is my personal favorite adaptation of the play. There was one that I will say, there's you know that scene where there's a scene where like they're tricking the male lead into thinking that she actually likes him, but in this other adaptation I've seen, he like ends up being completely covered in ice cream, and then he like is gobsmacked when he's alone. He goes, "Oh my God, she's in love with me," and he's covered in ice cream, and he's like, "Why? Why does she like me?" Scared away the one mystery person. Oops. I need to finish this page, and then I think I need to like. I love these works are read out loud. Yeah. Is that why you like watch me reading the Homestuck? Because Homestuck's the new Shakespeare these days. Let's see. Come on, give me that. There's this one part that I want to find. Nope. Oh, I think I learnt the word wonton. Yeah. That's not it. Nope, too far. Anyways, I should finish this page. I think I learnt the word wonton. I don't even remember we read all the ice cream. We really got off topic. I'm sorry. It's my fault. It's my stream. I should have had more self control. My mistake. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Race and purity of the. Let's see. All that nonsense. I blame this character. It's this character's fault I got off topic. I know, but you really should know by now the world will end tonight regardless. Land and sea dwellers alike will all die because of the game we are about to play. I agree the fate of the race is important, but it's in my hands now. All of ours, really. So I don't understand caring about shit like that because, like, entropy is a thing. Like, now granted, I also care about, climate change and global warming. And I don't like to use entropy as an excuse for not caring about those things, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, entropy, like maybe don't care. Like, there's things we should care about, but, I don't know, like, I just feel like when we're, I don't know, I feel like entropy is a good argument against being racist. Yeah, that's true. It's just you and me, like, having a back and forth. So that's why. Well, okay. But it's in my hands now. All of ours, really. Huh. Well, okay. Really. Ordinarily, I'd call bullshit on terrible stinking BS like that, but I know you don't really lie about stuff. Unless it's to yourself. But that's why I bother even talking to you. I wouldn't even be here saying any of this otherwise. So did your clouds tell you that? The doomsday scenario in particular? No, not really. I got clouds and they don't tell me shit. They hide nothing but misfortune and monstrosities. Fucking pain in the ass fucking clouds. So how do you know then? I have another source. Okay, well, you are jacked tight the fuck into this thing in so many ways, I don't know what to say anymore. Whatever. We will just play and find out, I guess. So, can you tell her to talk to me anyway? No. God damn it. She and me are teammates. We've got to have a powwow or something. You aren't actually on the same team. Fuck. Fine, I get it. I'll step off. You don't want to be our auspice because you don't want to get locked into that sort of relation with her. I can respect that. No, that's not it. Yeah, it is. Your real feelings run pretty awful ruddy. Methinks everyone knows it. Especially that arse-blood car cat. He and me have you so pegged about that it's upright silly. But it's cool. It's totally fine. Don't worry, I'll leave you alone and give you a shot. It's unbelievable, her patience. What? Whoa, wait, who? Never mind. Okay, wait. Did she talk to you today? What did she say? Or glub or whatever. Something about longing to touch you indiscreetly. What? And that she's basically in the scarlet throes for you, as deep in the flushed quadrant as one can be. Wait. Did she actually say that? In confidence? To the letter. Can you copy exactly what she said? Absolutely not. This is bullshit. You're BSing me. That's such a funny way. In some way awful. You don't lie, but you do tease, and I'll transfuse my kick-ass royal blood out with incontinent muscle beast discharge if I won't know when I'm getting hooked. Now I feel like I'm reading Shakespeare. Yeah, she's just a concerned Moirail looking out for you. That's all. Oh, fuck. See, I'm telling you, you got to play your cards right. What do you mean? If you're not savvy about how you define yourself to people, you can just splash into the Moirail zone before you know which way's upward. Oh, it's hard. What? Being a kid and growing up. It's hard, and nobody understands. Okay, ceased trolling. Alright, I'm going to save it here, and I shall continue reading Homestuck next week. That's the plan. Let's see. I like BSing Major Love. It was a good way of saying BSing, writing it out like that. Because I got so confused. Because I thought that it was supposed to be blessing at first, and then it took my brain a few seconds to catch up. Man. So this was fun. I'm glad I'm reading. I'm glad I got to read Homestuck again. Feels like it's been too long. Because I waited an extra day longer than I was supposed to. And also I didn't stream last Sunday either because I was playing with my friend. So, yeah. So, do you know which two female characters have been mentioned by these two? Let's see. I think they were talking about Kanaya just then. And they were talking about... let's see, who was she talking about? Who has patience for him? Agreed, but it's like, oh yeah, I guess it looked like that. The two female characters they were talking about. I'm assuming these are two female characters we know so far. Who was it that they were talking about? So they were talking about Carcat, who Carcat's not a woman yet. Not that he becomes a woman. I was just making a joke. Let's see. She's a concerned Moirail. Oh, who's a concerned Moirail? And what does Moirail mean? Is Moirail related to Kismesis? Oh, okay. Oh, this is Kanaya. Yeah, okay. So Kanaya was talking about two female characters. I'm glad you made it to Jasmine. Should I know who they were talking about at this point, or do you want to tell me, or should I wait and find out? And the first part he's talking about, make her talk to me. She blocked me. Oh yeah, the glub person. Hang on. Let me go back to glub. Show me glub. 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 Why is it so far away? This is glub, right? Yeah. Cuttlefish color. Okay, anyway, I don't know if they let us know enough for you to get to the first half. Okay. Well, I guess I'm sure that by the time I read all of Homestuck, I will basically have the whole thing connected in my mind. It very much withholds a lot of information a lot of the time, which is, I guess, part of its appeal. It's hard to try and type and keep up well. Yeah, well, that's all good. Anyways, I might just end the stream here now, and I will go eat something because I'm starting to feel myself draining now. So I'll. CA starts the conversation asking about a different character. Then it's unbelievable her patience. And are those two separate characters or are they the same character? I'm just going to skip ahead for a moment just to get a screenshot. Very sunny. The last bit was about Cuttlefish Color, so we know the two new characters she just talked to are Moirails. Okay. And Moirail is related to Kismesis. Two separate female characters. Okay. Unbelievable her patience. So, okay, the conversation asking about a different character. Okay. And Cuttlefish Color isn't the person who has unbelievable patience. Continuation at C. And let me schedule it. Okay. Cuttlefish Color is the patient one. Okay. Morales with Caliga, and he apparently wants to be more than Moirels. Okay, so it is related to Kismesis in a way. Interesting. Alrighty then. Well, sure I'll get to the bottom of this at some stage. Let me just quickly schedule this. But yeah, thanks for coming by, and thank you to that other person who said that they are catching up on the stream. I appreciate all of that, and I hope to see you all again next week. I can finish my explanation next week. Yes, or you can reach out to me on Blue Sky as well. That way I can just have it all like pre-broken down before I go back into the next stream. I'll definitely read it if you send it to me on Blue Sky. Otherwise, take care of yourselves. I am gonna go eat something. All right, bye for now.